It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
From various locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the 40th anniversary season of the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailey, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And we're glad you joined us, getting ready to race at Las Vegas. Windy Las Vegas. We know this because Matt Losey spent this last week out here in Arizona and changed planes there yesterday and damn near lost his beans landing the plane for. Well, that's exciting. If there's anything you want, is a little excitement in life, and we're racing in Las Vegas today. Joey Logano will start from the pole. This is good racing here, and it's going to be a little different than the first two, isn't it? I am joining you from Phoenix, Arizona, and my three partners are back in the great state of Wisconsin, starting with Brian Schmidt in lovely downtown Ootsburg. Hey, man.
Morning. Yeah, it's kind of strange. I mean, the weather in Vegas, it might actually be warmer here in the state of Wisconsin today than it is in Las Vegas, which is kind of strange, but that's kind of the way it is.
Kind of a weird week weather-wise up there, too, isn't it? It was warm and then cold as hell, and then back to
75 one day, and I was in my salt truck about 10 hours later. Yeah, it's really weird.
And that female voice you may have just heard briefly there, PJ Noodleman of Trempealeau, Wisconsin. Hi, PJ.
Hi there. Enjoying the bipolar weather we're having.
Not North Polar, not South Polar. It's bipolar. And Dan Margetta in St. Francis, USA. Hi, man.
Yeah, good morning. I know we're in Vegas today, but I gotta talk about Atlanta, man. We finally got the Speedway finish we've been deserving for how many years. They finally come across the line in a pack and didn't crash the field, and that was awesome.
It was last week. Well, hey, we can go with that. Why not? Daniel Suarez, PJ and I thought it was going to be between the two of us and our picks last week. And
I did too.
Daniel Suarez, what a finish. It was, the three spots were separated by 7 1,000ths. And, Mike Joy, who's not prone to hyperbole, said, the scoring monitor says it was a dead heat, which makes you wonder what would happen if they'd actually said that on the scoring monitor.
It's happened before, not for a win, but for like third place. Back, was that Daytona in the 70s, like 79 or something, was for like third or fourth place, and they just called it a dead heat. But I don't think they ever had it for a win.
And, and the question therefore is, what would happen? Would both cars qualify for the playoffs that way? Would we have two guys in victory lane? I doubt it, but I'll bet you they went over their procedures this week.
Probably, yeah. It's not like football where you can actually end in a tie.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, if nothing else, I figured they looked at the video and it looked like one car came across early, but it turns out it was 3 1,000. That was the closest finish ever, I think. That was closer than the Darlington finish a couple of many years ago already, right, Dan?
I thought they said it was the third closest.
Third closest, yes.
Really? Oh, well.
But the closest with 3 cars under the umbrella. You've had 2 cars real close, but that's the closest top 3 you've ever had in the history.
Yeah, usually you come across 3 wide like that, you're going to wreck everybody, or somebody's going to make a mistake, and it
was
easy.
Just classic. It was really outstanding racing.
For all the angst we had when they put that track together, a lot of skepticism, a lot of people. I mean, it really has produced some good racing. Now there were a lot of wrecks, and I don't know that the old style car would have been able to handle all the wrecks. I mean, Denny Hamlin wrecked 3 times, and it took the third one to finally knock him out.
Yeah.
But the old car, I think we wouldn't have had many cars running. But this new car on that track, boy, that's quite the racing, and it makes you wonder. Does Speedway Motorsports have something here, and is that something they're going to maybe move to other facilities? Because Texas is such a yawner all the time. There's your candidate to do something to it.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, and they don't really hold back. Yeah, when Hamlin was involved, I'm going, well, he's out of it, and he was leading a couple of laps later, which, we realize that these are not steel-bodied cars anymore. They just kind of bounce and keep going. There's something to be said for that, for all those. Okay, only that one guy, Hamlin fan, that was really hoping that he would do well. It was amazing to me.
Those are 5-star bodies, too.
That's right. A product of the great state of Wisconsin, by the way. Oh, by the way, throw that out there. If you watched the race at Atlanta and want to comment on it or anything that we bring up in this program, you can do so by calling us at 414-421-7901, and we'd love to chat with you about anything you'd like to come up with. This has been a pretty active time going on right now. We're smack dab already into the excitement of the season, and not only Atlanta's 3-wide finish, but now we're getting ready to race a different kind of a racetrack. It's like a real racetrack this week without all the same issues we had at Daytona. And I wouldn't call them issues, the same characteristics as we had at Daytona and Atlanta. This is a racers track. And we're going to see how the cars and there might be different guys running up to the front this week. They certainly had some interesting racing already. John Hunter Nemechek won a yawner of an Xfinity race. I have to admit, once Sam goes out, I'm not really too interested in the rest of the race. It keeps my interest level high when Sam is out there to see what's going to happen. Parker Retzlaff, maybe he's getting to that point where we'll start wondering how old Parker's doing. But overall, boy, the trucks on the other hand, that was a pretty interesting show. Ty Majeski, it seemed to me that he self-destructed after leading the first 2 segments and then having a pass-through penalty. But, PJ, you have some inside information for us.
Well, he wheel-hopped coming into the pits. And I don't know if you know, they have an LCD dashboard, and that wheel hop, whatever, caused the dashboard to go out, so he couldn't monitor where he was at speed-wise. So he missed it by that much because he couldn't see the dashboard, basically. It went out.
Well, what happened was Raja Caruth wins his first race. The Caribbean kid who didn't even start racing. This is a pretty neat story about the young man. All I knew about him is that he somehow ended up with Richard Petty on a parade float in the Rose Bowl parade a couple of years ago, thinking, here we have 2 race car drivers from NASCAR. Richard Petty, okay, we know what he did to deserve being on the parade float. But this other kid, who the hell is he? He started racing only 7 years ago as an iRacer. At 14, he's only 21. He's a senior at Winston-Salem State University in North Carolina. His parents moved from New York down to the Carolinas when the kid showed an interest in racing. Really? My parents wouldn't have done that. Yeah? You want to do what? Get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? So good for him. He is a very highly regarded young race car driver who did an absolutely great job with that Spire Motorsports truck. He beat Kyle Busch and some other pretty good names there in that race. I don't know. It seemed like a pretty popular win to me. By the way, His parents are from St. Vincent and Barbados in the Caribbean, just in case anyone's wondering about that.
No fluke either. I mean, that truck was fast. He was he was on the pole, and he's taking advantage of the situation. You see a lot of these kids get in really good equipment and they don't take advantage of that situation. Well, he's doing it right away. I mean, he had a little dust up at Daytona there. Kind of got straightened out a little bit by Bubba Wallace, but he's been solid 3 straight weeks in that truck. So look out. This is a kid taking advantage of the equipment he's got and the situation he's given, and you tip your hat to that.
Our old buddy Matt Klug, who's a PR guy at Spire, said this is just the tip of the iceberg with that kid. Well, we'll have to watch and see. We're glad you're tuned in. Boy, do we have a great guest for you when we come back.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily, from premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
On the latest Lara V. LePay podcast, we talk college basketball, Bucks basketball, and NBA with Dave Kane from the Bucks Radio Network.
And we'll also discuss Wisconsin Badgers basketball and former Badgers coach Bo Ryan, a finalist for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Plus, we'll chat a bit about the NFL Combine.
The Lara V. LePay podcast.
Available anytime on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Presented by UW Credit Union. Here for every you.
And welcome back to LTN. Last week we talked briefly with Derek Kraus, who we're very happy is getting a break, and he's in his first Cup race today, and that's very cool for those of us who follow the short tracks of Wisconsin. And one of the most popular drivers on the Wisconsin short tracks is not even from Wisconsin, if you can imagine that. He's from Sonoya, Georgia, and he's about to get his first ride in an Xfinity race coming up at the end of the month. And joining us right now is said driver. Bubba Pollard is going to race for Dale Jr. at Richmond. Bubba, first of all, great to have you on LTN. Again, we haven't had you in some time, and glad you took a little time to be with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, and I appreciate what you guys do, following short track racing.
Yeah, there you go. And a short track racer is going to get a shot at the 3/4 mile track at Richmond. First question, have you ever raced before at Richmond?
No, so I've never even seen the place. So it's going to be all new to us. Never driven an Xfinity car. We've had some heavier car experience with the ARCA, just a few races, but not too much. So everything's going kind of going against us. The odds are against us a little bit. But, we're going to do the best we can. I think we get 20 minutes of practice there. So we'll make the best of it and see what we can do.
Bubba, you've often talked that you would have liked to have had an opportunity, but you've said several times basically that ship has sailed. But here's the ship coming back around for you. What's that feel like for you?
Yeah, I mean, you always, want to get the opportunity. That's as growing up, that's what your ultimate goal was. But, I always said I looked at it a little different than a lot of people, and it's just how I am, whether I handled it the right way or handled it the wrong way or the way I went about it. God has a plan for you, I feel like, and, he knows the circumstances and he knows who I am. And I feel like, I don't know if it's the, it was part of the plan. But it's happening now. We're excited about it. I've always been the type of person that I never really asked for much. I didn't really, want people to do stuff for me. I've always felt like if guys wanted me to drive their race.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
A traditional performer of great country music. It's Daryl Worley. Performing live Saturday, March 9th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Have you forgot?
Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster.
Felt that day.
An incredible night with country music superstar Daryl Worley.
Day to run wide open down a two-lane highway.
March 9th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Time to make it Tennessee.
Must be 21 to attend concert.
Car, they would come to me and drive. We never had the money, what it took to get to the next level. And at the same time, I didn't really go out and look for money. I kind of, just if they want me, they're going to come get me. So that's the case in this situation. The guys at Ream called me up just after the Snowball Derby and kind of told me what they had going on and what they had wanted to do. And I can't really thank those guys enough. They're partners with Junior Motorsports. So they put the deal together and made it happen.
You're running Richmond, but what are the other races? There are a few others, right?
Not as of right now. It's kind of a one race and done. They're hoping to get some sponsorship along the way that possibly could lead to other races. We're hoping that it all turns out to where we can run more races. But right now, it's just the one.
I'm gonna bet God has a bigger plan for you there, Bubba.
Bubba, some of these young kids that come in, a lot of them jump in a simulator to kind of figure out tracks and these cars. But you're kind of old school, right? And that ain't gonna work much for you.
Yeah, hopefully it drives nothing like a simulator or the iRace. And I've never had much luck getting on the gaming. It's just not something I grew up doing. We grew up getting our hands dirty on the farm or racing or something like that. So it's not something I'm accustomed to, but there's a lot of guys that's had a lot of success over the years with like Ty and a lot of other guys. William, I know, is big into it. So there's a lot of guys that's had success, and hopefully it drives nothing like the game, and we can make something happen.
So I know there's some ARCA races. There's one at Five Flags coming up before that. Any thought of hopping in an ARCA car and getting some laps on that before you get to Richmond? Is that a possibility?
Yeah. So we're actually going to run the ARCA race here at Five Flags the 24th. We'll run the ARCA race on Saturday or Super on Sunday. James Finch with Phoenix Racing has been a big help to my career and what I've done the last several years. So they had some cars. We brought it to the shop here, and we're kind of doing it out of our own shop with a lot of help of the junior guys that's going to guide us along the way. They're going to do some pull down for us and even possibly come to the track with us. So, they're putting their effort in to make sure we run well at that race as well, and just kind of get the communication part down with each other to be ready for when we get to Richmond. So we're going to do that. We're going to see how it goes, have some fun, and hopefully we can come out there with 2 victories that weekend.
I think it's cool that I think you're gonna be fine. I mean, you give good feedback, you know what you're feeling in the seat, and as long as you guys get that communication down, I think you're gonna land on your feet running.
Yeah, I think so. I really feel good about everything. A lot of the junior guys are excited. I've known some of those guys over there for quite some time. So, I think we'll be okay. It's going to be tough, just with pitting and things like that. I'm not accustomed to that, especially if we have to pit under green. There's a lot of time there when it comes down to having a late race caution there, restarts and coming down pit road. You're just not familiar with it, and hopefully we'll just do the best we can, put a lot of work in, study as much as we can on the data, and watch some of the races, and hopefully it don't come down to that. Hopefully we can end it under a long green flag run. I think Richmond fits my driving style. I think from what I hear, I was happy to know that we didn't have to go to Martinsville. Just kind of that place is tough. I mean, it's kind of bump and run, go, and other people can dictate your day just by getting mad at you just for a split second. So anything can happen at Richmond, but you're spread out. You can do some more racing, and we'll see how it goes.
Have you had communication
we're talking
with
to the great Bubba Pollard here, and Bubba, I'm kind of hoping if you could hang on through a break. We got a lot of things we could ask you about if you got a couple of minutes, because not only are you getting a chance to drive a full-size stock car for the first time, but your short track experience. We got a couple short track things for you we'd like to buzz by you if we could.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we're gonna be back with Bubba Pollard after this break. We're glad you're tuned in. One of the greats, and he's going to race for the first time in the Xfinity Series. We'll be right back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
He has a man breaking all alone. It's Hudson. Hudson between the circles. He scores!
The Milwaukee Admirals continue a 4-game homestand where they take on the Iowa Wild Sunday at Panther Arena.
Between the circles, he digs, goes backhander, and he scores!
Pre-game coverage at 2:30. Face-off at 3 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
We're talking with short track specialist about to get his first ride in a Xfinity car, Bubba Pollard from Sonoya, Georgia, where his family has owned and operated a dirt track for several years, and yet really not known as a dirt track racer. How does that happen?
Yeah, so Granddad built a racetrack back in 69, 70, and it was dirt for the longest time. That's what my dad grew up doing. But in the 90s, they decided to pave it after they had sold it, and that's how I kind of got started asphalt racing. And I really enjoy the dirt. It's a lot of fun to me. I wish I could do more of it, but I'm so hooked on this asphalt racing, trying to win these races, that I don't get to do it very much.
Do you still have your crate car? I know you dabbled with the crate, 604 crate a couple times. Do you still have that?
Oh, yeah, we still got the dirt car. From time to time, we'll get to run it when the series comes in over here. But, it's just like everything else. It's hard to be good at something when you don't do it all the time. and it takes just like what we do. You have to be on top of your game each and every week to run against these guys because it's super competitive. But we get to run it 4 or 5 times, a handful of times a year, so have a little fun doing that.
And your asphalt stuff's got a pretty good start. I mean, you got the first Stars race out at New Smyrna. Brian and I saw you pick that one off, so it's a good start.
Yeah, we've had a good start to the year. We won Speed Fest there, and then New Smyrna. Really a stout field of cars. I mean, the best of the best were there. That was a Derby field, and it makes you feel good when you go, compete against those guys and run good. And we just got to be able to keep it going here. We got a lot of a good schedule for the next couple months that's going to keep us busy. That we got to win some races and keep working hard.
Your schedule for the year, like you just brought up, is usually jam-packed, and I know that you've had the Slinger Nationals, several trips up there where you're actually a former champion of the Nationals. We didn't see you last year. Are we going to see you this year?
Yeah, I hope so. My goal is to always come to the Nationals, but things get tight with now the dirt track, and we kind of regrouped last year. With where we were on our race cars, we changed back to Seneca race cars, and we just really was behind. And we can throw stuff together and make it up there, but if we're not putting 100% into it, there's no reason to go. And we just felt like we wasn't prepared. There's a lot of races that fall, around that same time frame of the Nationals. So. Yeah, hopefully it's always on our schedule. It's just kind of seeing how it plays out through the rest of the year. But, right now we plan to.
So this year you plan on running the entire Stars Series, correct? So we will see you up here at the Milwaukee Mile and at Madison for those 2 star races?
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be there. I always enjoy, coming to the Wisconsin area. I enjoy the fans. That's what's great about it up there. We don't get that much down here at the South. I know there's a lot of guys up there that don't like me. That don't like me coming up. I got a few fans up there that's it's been cool. So we always enjoy coming up there and racing for those guys.
So the biggest thing up here was with the Stars Series coming up here last year, they tried to blend it in with the with the Midwest Tour thing, and there's a lot of controversy between the 2-barrel and the 4-barrel situation there. I guess a lot of the people up here are looking for what are your thoughts on that? Where do you think that series should go, and how do you think going through the future they can blend these series together to continue to make it work?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a tough situation. I'm not saying that area produces a lot of race cars, and it's a lot of old school racers that's what I have respect for. Unfortunately, down south, we have a lot of young guys that pay for their rides around here. So it's typically a little bit different than what, the Wisconsin area is, the Midwest. So it's tough. I knew it was going to be tough, with the rules and the way things were. But I think they kind of, everyone, it's new. So I feel like they kind of went about it the wrong way. I always liked leaving the regional series, like the Midwest Tour, and let's just say, what's the other one that he bought? CRA. I think leave the regional series alone. Let it do their own thing, and then these Stars races that come in, they're for the guys that want to move up to that next level. I feel like it's. When I was younger and all these people would come in, it's always I wanted to go run a Southern All-Star race. I kind of went to their rule package. It's kind of a step up. That was a Super Late Model race. So it's kind of the same thing here. If you're gonna, if your Stars Tour is going to be a national series, I think it ought to be at the highest level of racing. And if the guys want to move up from their regional level, that's what they have to do. So everyone's kind of against it, but at the same time, we all need the same rules. So it's a tough situation. Hopefully, it all works out, and we can all work together and make this thing bigger and better.
Well, solid points all the way around on that. I do have a question for you, though, Bubba. How many races will you get to up here in Wisconsin? Do you plan to run the Nationals at Slinger, maybe coming back for that Joe Shear Classic? What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure too many how many we're gonna get to come run. We're hoping for the Nationals. Madison, I always like to come. Madison's been good for me, a good place, and then also Milwaukee with the Stars Tour. So the 250 at Dixieland, it all depends on how the schedule works out. Those races are tough for us during the week there on that Tuesdays and Thursdays and things like that. But we plan on doing as much as we can. But if it's all feasible and what we're doing over here at the dirt track to come back for Joe Shear, we'll make it happen. But we'll kind of see really.
Plus, you have a new baby, right? Didn't you just have a child born not that long ago?
Oh yeah. So we have she's almost 3 months now. So I got 3 girls. So y'all can only imagine how tough that is.
I sat next to your wife last year at Kakana. That was pretty. I saw her handling all of them there. So it was, I could see you have your hands full.
Yeah, my wife. I have a good wife that takes care of all the kids and allows me to race. You got to have a good woman in your life to make sure that all the things are taken care of and let you race like you do.
That's amazing. Bubba, from all of us here up in Wisconsin, we wish you the best of luck. Can't wait to see you. There's several opportunities we'll have to do that this coming year. And, gee whiz, you go out and take that junior car and kick some ass at Richmond, would you?
I appreciate it. Hopefully we can have some fun, get it done. And you never know. Hopefully we can get some more. And I always like.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
At Arizona State University, we offer a wide variety of degree programs online to match all kinds of interests and career aspirations. Programs that are taught by the same notable faculty who teach on campus and designed using innovative technology to improve learning outcomes and equip you for post-graduation success. That's why 87% of ASU online graduates indicated they were promoted at work or received an increase in salary after earning their degree. Find your program at asuonline.asu.edu.
Coming back to the short track level, so hopefully we can do that. But hopefully we can see y'all guys soon and get towards some races up that way.
There you go. The great Bubba Pollard joining us from his hometown in Georgia. We're going to sneak away for a break. We're glad you're tuned in to LTN. We'll be back right after these messages.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
On the latest Larrabee and LePay podcast, we talk college basketball, Bucks basketball, and NBA with Dave Kane from the Bucks Radio Network.
And we'll also discuss Wisconsin Badgers basketball and former Badgers coach Bo Ryan, a finalist for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Plus, we'll chat a bit about the NFL Combine.
The Larrabee and LePay podcast.
Available anytime on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Presented by UW Credit Union. Here for every you.
And a reminder, if you like listening to podcasts, this program is available at iHeart, iTunes, or wherever you download your podcasts. We're there, and we appreciate how well that is going, as a matter of fact. Hey, Dale Jr., we talked briefly about this a couple of weeks ago, that he came out and said, yeah, my contract is all done there at NBC, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. And you made it sound like he was negotiating through the media, which, is one way of doing it, I suppose. But things have the rumor mill churned up this week, and it the way the rumor goes now. How much of this can you really believe? It's hard to say, but Amazon Prime, as we heard with the negotiation for the 2025 schedule, which is not coming up this year, a year from now, it's going to be the middle part of the season is going to be streamed on Amazon Prime, and the way the rumor goes, Dale Jr. is going to move to Amazon Prime / Discovery Channel, and I don't know how this is going to work. Perhaps you guys can do that. I wonder if this has something to do with perhaps cutting his schedule back. I think they're only a 6-race block next year, aren't they?
10.
Oh, it's 10. Okay.
Yeah, Amazon and TNT. So TNT is also part of this deal, which is the Warner Brothers deal.
Okay, well, that answers that. The question would be, though, does that group, that Amazon Prime Discovery TNT group, does that have anything at all to do with the WB, who's taking over the Xfinity series? And if so, so much for that cutting back your schedule thing, because they're going to carry the entire Xfinity series.
The CW. We got all these letters mixed up here.
Oh,
it's
that's
the CW
right.
That's got that. But yeah, I mean, there's some talk about. I heard on Sirius XM this week when they were talking about this too, that there's a possibility that Junior would be interested in doing that. Now, they officially haven't said anything about him going over there and doing some of that, but the CW is going to do the entire Xfinity series next year. It's got a lot of vested interest in the Xfinity series, as we all know. And I think sometimes, this move here just, to me, seems Junior telling NBC, what you guys are doing with the sport isn't advancing it. So he's going to go somewhere where they're going to actually, they're going to try to advance the sport.
That's reading a lot in, Brian.
But I mean, you think about it. The Olympics, they had to change the schedule because of that. They had to do this. They're going to cut the practice and the qualifying part out of a lot of their packages going into this year. And Junior is a purist, and he's into the sport, and he wants to do what's best for the entire sport.
I agree with Brian.
And going this direction and going to these networks here and having the ability to kind of help handle how the network does it, I think more screams of what Junior has all about for the sport. And I like that. There's no money listed here really yet. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, of course. But, if he's going to do what's best to try to push this sport forward, which is what everyone wants to do, that's where he's going to go.
I 100% agree with what Brian just said. And Junior is more of an actions rather than words kind of guy.
True that.
So just by him doing this, I think signals to a lot of other people exactly what Brian just said about NBC.
Go ahead, Brian. Dan.
What is NBC going to do? I mean, they're not going to have him this year. He's not going to be on at all. And
they're already talking about Kurt Busch possibly taking his place.
Up there, current now that Burton and Letarte and they need somebody to at least with some sense there.
Well, and Junior won't even be on this year. I hope everybody understands that too. He won't be doing the second half of the season when that rolls around. So you won't even see him this year. So they have to figure it out by the Chicago race, right? Is that the first one I think that NBC comes on for?
Yeah. Burton and Letarte are toxic together, and when you added Junior in there and they all three screamed at the top of their lungs constantly, I don't know if anybody has noticed, but the addition of Harvick to the Mike Joy group at Fox has been absolutely stunning. They don't overreact. They don't scream. You get very intelligent analysis as it's happening, and it has taken Fox to another level, particularly when you compare it to those three prepubescent females screaming at the top of their lungs on NBC.
I saw a clip from the end of the race at Atlanta. It was like a camera behind the studio, and you can see Mike Joy and Harvick and Boyer watching it, and a lot of people were saying that Harvick had nothing to say. Well, it doesn't pay to scream over top of him. You can see Harvick stand up. He put his arm around Boyer. Boyer put his arm around him, and they are generally excited about it, but they didn't scream, and I thought that was the best part about it. You could watch it play out with your own eyes. I mean, Mike Joy was excited, and that's cool. That's all you need. You don't need
all
like
three.
NBC. Oh my God, your speakers in your TV probably would have blown out with all those guys screaming if that would have happened on NBC.
Side note with the Junior thing, he just bought a new camper from Camping World, so I think he's planning on enjoying some time with his family.
Yeah, it seems like a good thing to wind down and take the girls and travel around a little bit. That whole dynamic. I mean, NBC has to right now be just going, oh my God, look what we have and look what Fox has, because this, I knew that Harvick was going to bring a different dimension, but he does what the real thing is, he brings points up without, getting so excited that his voice goes up a couple of levels like Burton and Letarte do. And I'm really actually very pleased that Earnhardt is not a part of that, because the three of them together were actually really hard to listen to.
You mentioned Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
What if Kurt Busch is racing?
If
you saw that 2311 is going to have a third car at some races this year, and there was a post this week that kind of said refired, unretired from Kurt Busch. I wonder if
what I had seen and heard from him was that he still has lingering effects, and he'll still break out crying once in a while over not very much, And
maybe NBC would be a better booth with just the three in there. Let Burton, Letarte, and Allen do this season and see if maybe then you don't have so much talking over each other, and maybe it's a little more tolerable. I don't know.
Or maybe it's the dagger in the coffin for him.
Yeah, there you go. I agree with you, Brian. Less is more, and if you don't believe it, watch Fox. It's been outstanding. We'll be back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
He has a man breaking all alone. It's Hudson. Hudson between the circles. Deep. Scores!
The Milwaukee Admirals continue a 4-game homestand where they take on the Iowa Wild Sunday at Panther Arena.
Between the circles, he digs goes backhander and he scores!
Pre-game coverage at 2:30. Face-off at 3 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
We're still a little bit in the lull of the dirt track racing here after the big Speed Weeks event, but there were some big ones still this week. The marquee event of the week was the IMCA Clash at the Coast in the Panhandle of Florida. We'll start there on Monday. Baker, Florida, the Northwest Florida Speedway for night number 199. IMCA Modified showed up for that event. Jeff Larson from Freeport, Illinois was the feature winner. Brian Mullins from the Luxembourg area showed up and finished 5th. And the IMCA stock cars were also there. Gage Neal was your winner Monday night. They did it again Tuesday night at Northwest Florida Speedway. Trevor Fitz was your modified feature winner. Brian Mullen finished 10th. Benji Lacrosse made the feature, finished 15th. In the IMCA stock cars, Gage Neal won for night number 2. Devin Snellenberger, that's Hot Rod's kid, was there. Started 21st and finished 2nd in a 20-lap feature down there. What a run for him to wrap up the 2 days at the Northwest Florida Speedway. They took Wednesday off, started up again on Thursday in Milton, Florida at the Southern Speedway, where Mitchell Openick was your winner. Cole Sarneski was down there. He finished 13th in the modified feature. Stock car feature, Dallin Murdy was your winner, and Charlie Cincinnati from the Milwaukee area made the show and finished 7th. They also ran at Waycross, Georgia for the Schaefer Oil Southern National Super Late Model Series on Thursday night, $7,553 to win. Ethan Dotson got his first Super Late Model victory there. He is a graduate of the IMCA Modifieds. Friday night, the Southern Raceway event rained out. They ran in Greenville, Texas at the Hunt County Speedway for the ASCS Elite 410 Sprint Car Series. Noah Gass was your feature winner. Scotty Thiel made his 2021 debut down there and did not finish the main event, but he did make the show. Petty, Texas Rocket Speedway for the USMTS Modified Series. Jack Sartain was your winner on Friday night. Last night, Bullhead City, Arizona, the Mojave Valley Speedway for the IMCA Modifieds. Colin Hibden got the win. Casa Grande, Arizona, the Central Arizona Raceway. Chaz Baca got the win in the Modifieds. Bo Partain in the stock cars. They wrapped up the Clash at the Coast for the IMCA Mods in Milton, Florida, Southern Speedway. Isaac Malacott was your IMCA Modified feature winner. Benji Lacrosse finished 2nd, so a strong finish for the Wisconsin boys down there. The IMCA stock car winner was Dallin Murdy. Petty, Texas, the second night of the USMTS Modifieds. Dan Ebert was your winner at Rocket Raceway. Kennedale, Texas for the ASCS Elite 410 Sprints. San Haperteef Jr. was your winner. Bad luck for Scotty Thiel again. Started, I think, 7th in the feature and got spun out shortly after that and did not finish. He will be hanging around down there. The World of Outlaws make an appearance there next week, and he'll be running with them. And finally, Clarksville, Tennessee, the Prelude to the Toilet Bowl Classic, which is next week. That's Todd's favorite event. That is next week. This was the Prelude in the UMP Late Models. Dennis Erb Jr. was your winner, and the UMP Modifieds, Lucas Lee got the win. And the other big news on the dirt side this week, the ASCS, which was the big 360 series sponsored by Lucas Oil for many years, they did not have, they had a schedule out for this.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Year, but the series was in limbo, I guess, and it was looking to be sold. So up came the World Racing Group and the World of Outlaws and the Dirt Vision Group, and they snapped up the ASCS series, and they will start their season in 2 weeks, and all the ASCS 360 events will be on Dirt Vision going forward. So it's kind of a neat system there. You have your step up to the World of Outlaws, and now they have a firm series that can lead up to the World of Outlaws all under the same umbrella. So it'll be interesting to see. I think they got one ASCS event in Wisconsin out at Mississippi Thunder Raceway. I think it's in September. So that's kind of cool to see, and we'll see how that works going forward with the World Racing Group.
The prelude to the toilet bowl is usually the Taco Bell drive-through, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, boy. In the world of asphalt, not a whole lot just yet. Things are starting to rumble to life. But the prolates were running down in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, for the 60th annual Alabama 200. No local notables that we know that were down there running. Augie Grill did set fast time. He was actually leading late, but his window net came down, and he had to duck into the pits, and Casey Roderick ended up winning it. The Rattler 250 is coming up at South Alabama Speedway the weekend of March 15th through the 17th. Do have some Midwesterners heading down to that race. And then Jefferson Speedway just announced their big super late model race on July 20th.
How about this?
A tribute to Jerry Eckhart, the Orange Blossom Special. Pretty cool. It's going to have super late models. They're going to use that Elite 8 and the Alive for 5 rules, twin 61-lap late model features, and it'll be pretty cool, I think, with each feature paying $2,500 to win, and then the overall winner will pick up another $2,000. Minimum payout if you run both would be $750, and even if you attempt to race but don't make both features, you'd get a minimum paycheck of $500. 4-tire event. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and very cool that they're doing a tribute to Jerry.
Yeah. I hate whenever people wait until somebody has passed away to honor them, So, and Jerry,
we better do it now.
Well, he's such a character and a staple of the racing community. So very cool that they're paying tribute. So I think all super late models should consider entering it. Casey Johnson and Jordan DeVoy have already tossed their hat into the ring.
Yeah, it's the Casey Johnson Invitational is what it is.
You'll have
Who
to
can beat Casey on his home track?
PJ, you'll have to go into the next room there and see if the 91 could show up, because the truck race is the night before at IRP, so it would work out perfect.
You never know.
That's a lot of driving to get down there on time to race the next day. I don't know.
Well, IRP is the night before, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Ty drives all the time.
Doesn't he? I think that's a very cool thing. July 20th is when it is out there. And the Hall of Fame Young Racers show is next week in Hartford. Johnny and Penn Sauter are going to be the special guests this coming Saturday, the 9th. So I'll be sure to be there for that. And a reminder, next week is, of course, Phoenix Weekend, which seems like it's the traditional weekend on both ends of daylight saving time. It ends in November and it begins again in March. And so daylight savings is this coming week already. And you set your clocks next week. Don't forget about it. Derek Kraus, as we know, is racing in his first Cup race today at Las Vegas. His team, unfortunately, brought a car that failed inspection twice. And for that, he lost his pit selection, and his car chief was ejected. Not a way to start in your first race, but I don't know that it's going to matter in the long run. Derek, he drives these Cup cars on a simulator all the time, and he's finally going to get a chance to. It's very exciting for those of us who have watched them.
I kind of noticed too is that they really get along there pretty well. I mean, they're really loose. I mean, if you saw some of the things online, they were messing with him. They were taking zip ties and tying and making a zip tie chain on the back of his backpack all the way to the ladder. They kind of tie him to the ladder. I mean, so it's the attitude there is really good right now.
It's a good situation for him to be making his first start for sure. And boy, it's going to be. I'm going to have to watch scoring on my phone during the race just so we can make sure we always know where he's sitting. This is where Ed Kluka used to sit and listen to the scanners and turn the sound down on his TV and sit there and listen to scanners and all this other stuff, and he would know what was going on all over the track. Not at all like us who, watch it and go, hey, what the hell are they talking about, the top two? Yes, sir. We'll be back. Hang in there.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
On the latest Larrabee and LePay podcast, we talk college basketball, Bucks basketball, and NBA with Dave Kane from the Bucks Radio Network.
And we'll also discuss Wisconsin Badgers basketball and former Badgers coach Bo Ryan, a finalist for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Plus, we'll chat a bit about the NFL Combine.
The Larrabee and LePay podcast.
Available anytime on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Presented by UW Credit Union. Here for every you.
I don't know if you saw that, but Luke Fenhouse is going to get his first try at driving a NASCAR truck coming up. He's going to be a teammate with Ty Majeski at ThorSport. Soda Sense was a sponsor that that's the reason he changed his car color from black to gray a year ago, if you'll remember that. Kind of a neat-looking paint job. Those are the folks that are going to come along board. 2 races, from what we understand. So pretty exciting news for Luke. And, boy, we should probably have, made this one of the most important points of the whole show, but it's kind of late now. Honda rumor, you've heard this, right? That Honda is supposedly, they say there's a 4th manufacturer on its way. As much as all of us that have been watching NASCAR for a long time wished that Dodge was going to be the 4th manufacturer, it looks like, at least as far as the rumors go, it's going to be Honda. 2 Japanese cars and 2 American cars. Well, American. Yeah. Do they make Chevys in the U.S.? I don't even know if they do. Or Fords? Aren't they Mexico and Canada? Mexico. I don't even know anymore. I know they make Japanese cars in Tennessee, for goodness sakes. That's how that works. Dan told me something this week that I was totally unaware, and I don't even know where you come up with some of this stuff, Dan, but that the original plan for the charter system for NASCAR was for 40 charters, and they held back 4 charters. Dan, tell them why.
Oh, for a new manufacturer coming in. It's actually in an article written by Jenna Fryer this week. She did an article on the whole charter negotiations, and that's what I took out of that. But I didn't realize there were 4 charters held on to that 4th manufacturer when they come in. So if a new manufacturer comes in, they're going to get 4 charters there. The Honda rumor seems pretty well right now because Marshall Pruitt's the one that kind of put it out there, and he's an IndyCar journalist and pretty respected. I mean, he doesn't put stuff out there that usually isn't true. And you think about that, Andretti's big in IndyCar with Honda, so they must have something to do with it somewhere. And I think they're kind of somewhat behind the scenes tied in with Spire, maybe. And he said sponsorship's the same, but everybody's talking about Stewart Haas too. They're gonna looks like 4.
Well, I'd rather have been with Spire than Stewart Haas, right?
I can't imagine them going to Honda, but who knows? They're the one team out there that's really looking for a manufacturer because their contract with Ford is up, and I don't think looks like it's not going to renew, especially with front row getting moved up.
I can't imagine Tony Stewart being on board with switching from Ford to Honda.
And with Andretti's, the other thing you think about is with Andretti's big F1 thing. Remember they wanted to go into F1. With that whole thing kind of collapsing on them, F1 doesn't sound like they're going to allow him into the club. Looks like Andretti wants to do something else. So who knows? Maybe Andretti Autosport will come to NASCAR. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
What are they going to run if it's a Honda? A Civic or an Accord?
It has to be an Accord. I would Accord. Think. Yeah, Civic's a little too small, and even though the Accord is considered a full-size car, it's the same thing as a Toyota Camry, I think, size-wise, or that's how they market it anyway. So I've seen some drawings already of a Honda Cup car. I just can't imagine Stewart will have anything to do with it. All right.
We forgot real quick asphalt result. What about that race in Japan?
Oh, that's right. Asphalt. Racing on the asphalt, Matt Kenseth made the trip to Tokyo and competed in the Tokyo Marathon yesterday. 3 hours, 6 minutes, and some seconds. Fantastic. Dan, I don't follow that kind of racing, but I guess Matt has done, like the Big Six or something?
Yes, there's 6 that are like the majors, and he's done them all. I didn't know either until I saw the medals sitting there.
That's incredible.
It is. It is pretty amazing. He took the wife and daughters with him over to Japan so they could look around a little bit, I guess, and enjoy their time there other than watching dear old dad run a race for 3 hours.
Man, I admire that because I won't run unless my life is in imminent danger.
Yeah, you better be running behind me with a knife. I agree. Peach, you and I were in it there last week until we suddenly finished second and third to Daniel Suarez, but it's time to make our picks. I have a guy in mind. I think I'll wait till after the other picks before I give them. So let's start with Dan this week.
All right, I'm going to go Tyler Reddick.
Okay, that's boy. It's just a matter of time. He's got too much talent to not. Brian,
William Byron. He'll make it his second win of the season already.
Ooh, another.
I really want Kyle Larson to win, so that's why I'm not picking him.
Right. Well, that's who I am picking, Kyle Larson.
Okay, well, Ryan Blaney is overdue, and that's going to be my pick this week.
I love Ryan.
Yeah, he's at the height of his popularity right now. He really is. But let's face facts. His teammate Logano is on the pole today. He's always got a good car, and
we didn't pick him, so he'll probably win.
Well, yeah. You know what gets me is that 2-car, which has been somehow absent since Cindric got in the thing, showed up last week at Atlanta and looked pretty darn good, didn't he?
Showed up this week. He qualified third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all of a sudden...
And he's actually... I think he found a niche, too. He's really good in the booth. Did you kind of notice that watching the Xfinity race yesterday? He does a pretty good job at that stuff. He did the ARCA race too at Daytona. He has a niche there. So, I mean, if he continues to suck at driving, which he has for the last couple of years now...
Come on!
NBC needs somebody. Here you go.
I'm curious who his stylist is.
Yeah, the bow tie.
And the glasses and all the whole look. Yeah, it's different.
Brian, you look at that Blippi guy we saw in the media center a couple years ago at Daytona.
Right. Yes.
For those of you heading to Phoenix next week, the race is out here and spring training is in full bore. And to give you some hope, our engineer, Matt Losey, spent the entire week out here and actually won the 50-50 raffle at the Brewers game on Friday versus the Padres, which apparently is the only team the Brewers are capable of beating so far in the spring training. Hey, here's something to keep in mind. Real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. LTN is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losey. For all of us involved, we love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.